Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Truly grateful. So many channels you could be watching. You're watching, man. We've all heard that expression, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Well, I'm just going to talk about the way to a Filipina's heart is through her mother. Now, if you're going to come over here and trick off your money, waste the fortune, basically, then do it on her mother, because she deserves it. She's earned it. It's long overdue. She's made the sacrifices throughout the years. Now, the Filipina that you're chatting with, the young Filipina that you're chatting with, or you're dating, or you're over here seeing right now, she doesn't deserve it. She doesn't deserve your life savings. She hasn't done enough to earn it yet. By taking care of a Filipina's mother, taking good care of her, really, giving her that special treatment that she deserves, man. It's long overdue. You're literally killing two birds with one stone. There's no greater impression that you can make on the Filipina than taking care of her mother. You know, the Filipina's going to say, if he takes good care of my mother, who, by the way, is the one person who I love more than life itself, who has done more for me than anybody ever will, he's going to take care of me. Do you see that? Does that make sense, guys? So if you're going to come over here and you're going to trick off money, do it with a mother. Sorry. Because even if you know that the mother doesn't deserve it, the Filipina knows she deserves it. She's watched her mother over the years. And she also knows that she don't deserve it. All that money we give them up front, all that pampering and special attention and all that, she knows she don't deserve it. That's why she almost is too bashful to accept it. She's like, what's he doing all this for? She becomes skeptical. But if you do it for her mother, she's not going to bat an eye, because she knows her mother deserves it. She's watched her mother do the impossible. Everybody knows how important mothers are throughout the world, man. If somebody, whenever somebody treated my mother well, man, it made me feel good. So just put your feet in her shoes. And if you're going to spend money over here and all that crazy stuff that we do over here, do it for somebody that deserves it, man. You know, I live around the locals, man. So I've seen the women make the ultimate sacrifice day in and day out. Filipino mothers, they're always on their post over here. It reminds me a lot about, when I was growing up. My mother basically raised 8 children by herself when my father left. But because I'm in the Philippines and my vlogs are about the Philippines, we're going to keep it on the Filipino mother. She's always on her post, in the home, in the marketplace, in the street. Most of the time, there are the vendors in the street, in somebody else's home. She's raised her children, and oftentimes she's the default babysitter for her grandchildren. So she's earned whatever good that's coming her way. I was asking Merlin today, I said, if I'd have met you, when I first met you, if I'd have just came up and gave you 20,000 pesos to give to your mother, would you be skeptical of that? She said, no. I said, why? She said, because I know my mother deserves it. I want to see my mother treated well. I said, what if somebody buys her a nice house and takes good care of her and put on a pedestal, how would that make you feel? She said, there'll be no better feeling. See, Merlin's mother is 66 years old, and she still works. Not only in our house, but she's got an actual employer that she takes care of a lady, goes to Bacallard City where the cooks, cleans, does everything for her and some of her relatives. So every time it crosses my mind to give Merlin's mother some money, I give it to her. You know, $1,000, $2,000, something like that. But I know that it makes Merlin feel good. Her mother lives with us. I don't care. I'm glad. You know, the guest house when nobody's there, that's her mother's place. I basically given that to the mother. Because I know if I treat the mother well, I can't make a greater impression than that. Hey, man, hop on. I had a subscriber. I consider him a friend now. His name is Alan. Down in Florida. I hope you're doing okay, Alan. I know that hurricane came your way. But his Filipino wife, or girlfriend, her mother was living on squatters area. Living in squatters area, sorry. And the people, you know, wanted the land. So they would have to move. You know, he had never been to the Philippines before. His first trip to the Philippines, imagine this, was to come find her mother a place to live. And he just didn't buy just any house. He bought a nice house and then he fixed it up. Do you think he could do anything else bigger than that to impress that lady? Even if they're not married, if he decided to marry her, she will forever remember what he did for her mother in her time of need. He probably didn't even know the mother. That was the first time he ever met her. But the daughter, his girlfriend, our wife, she knows my mother deserves that. So wait till a Filipina's heart is through her mother, man. I don't care what nobody tells you. You hear people say it all the time, you know, you marry a Filipino, you marry a whole family and all that negative stuff that they talk about. It's partially true. But if you're going to come over here and waste a fortune like we do, waste it on somebody who deserves it, who's earned it, who's paid her dues. The woman you sleeping next to right now in the hotel, or the one you chatting with online right now, talking to over the phone, she doesn't deserve the money you're giving her. She hasn't earned it. She hasn't done enough yet. She's too young. But she knows her mother deserves it. My wife, soon to be ex-wife, her mother, when my wife was 14, her father died. So that would be almost 23 years ago. The mother would have been a 36-year-old widow with 4 children, little to no education, from Cebu land, the mountains of Dumaguete. Now all of a sudden she has to do what she never had to do before. It was so bad that they would wear the same pair of shoes. My wife wore the same pair of shoes. Come on, Curly. Through high school, all 4 years of high school. And when she wasn't wearing them at school, the mother was wearing the shoes at work. And that's just the type of sacrifices that they made over and over and over. So whenever I done something for her mother, I was really doing something for her. It was really like killing 2 birds with 1 stone, man. I'm so glad, man, that I learned that lesson. It was really an easy lesson to learn. You're never going to impress the Filipino with money and jewelry and all that stuff. Yeah, take her out to dinner. Take her to Boracay. Take her wherever you're going to take her. But if you're going to spend a fortune, if you're going to start spending these vast amounts of money, man, spend it on somebody who deserves it, man. She just don't deserve it. She hasn't done enough yet. My son's mother, she's worked herself into a stroke, man. She just had a stroke. She does everything for the family. Up there in the mountains, she's the only one that goes down from the mountains. She buys the rice, packs it up the hill. She does everything, manages the household, babysits the kids, cooks, cleans. She does everything, man. She raised my son, basically, till he was 11 years old, worked herself into a stroke. So you think I'm, man, sending money up there to that mountain, helping them rebuild her children's house from Typhoon Odette? No, because I know she deserves it. Her daughter knows she deserves it. So this is what I want to talk about today. You know, the way to a man's heart may be through his stomach, but the way to a Filipina's heart is through her mother. And I'll argue with anybody about that. Everybody knows how important mothers are throughout the world. I mean, there's no secret to that. But when we come over here, we're trying to impress the Filipina with the wrong things, man. The only thing you need to do is so close that we ignore it. We overlook it, and that's her mother, man. Because if you help the mother, you're going to help everybody anyway. There's nothing I won't do for Marilyn's mother to make her life comfortable. She's 66. So when she's not having to work for the lady, you know, she just automatically works, man. She's like that Energizer bunny, man. You can't turn her off. So I'm going to reward her. Because I was talking to Marilyn, I said, what if I didn't get along with your mother? What if I said every time I saw your mother coming, like, you know what? I don't like your mother over here. And even worse than that, just drove her into the ground and worked her to death at the house and barely rewarded her for it. Made her go home every night. Didn't give her any tricycle fare or anything like that. I said, what if I mistreated your mother? She said we wouldn't be together. So guys, don't fall for that okie doke that you hear these tough guys, these internet tough guys always talking about. Oh, don't do anything for the Filipina family. If you want to impress that girl that you're trying to impress right now, if you made up in your mind, this is the one I want to marry her, I want to take her back to my home country, I want to do this, I want to do that. But you go through the mother. Because that girl don't deserve it yet. But the mother deserves it, and she knows her mother deserves it. So thank you so much for stopping by today, man. I had to do this video, man, because we doing things backwards. A lot of us, we don't even want to meet the family, let alone the mother. But the Philippines never going to give you 100% if you don't acknowledge the mother of all people. I mean, because they're no different than all the other mothers around the world. You know the sacrifices the mothers make, man. I can just remember my mother, man. She was so busy. My mother did so much, man. At one time, she signed me up. I was going to a new school in the 5th grade, man. Don't you know my mother was just rushing so much on her mind that she forgot to put on her shoes, man. That's how busy and running around and everything that my mother used to be, trying to take care of 8 children by herself. So whenever somebody did something for my mother that made her feel good, it made me feel good. It's the same way over here. You're not going to do anything better than that to the Philippines to impress her, man. All that jewelry, all that money, man, they know they don't deserve it. That's why they act the way they do when you try to give them something. Oh, I don't want it. You know, they feel embarrassed because they know they haven't earned it. They're not worthy of it yet. You just met. So if in America, you already sleep. Or, I don't know what time I'm going to upload this. I'm just going to tell you, man, to help somebody today. If you're going through your day, and you see somebody out there in the street or wherever you see them, buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink, give them a few dollars, man. It's not that hard to do. You know, we're in the Philippines, you know, today is Friday. A few hours we'll do our electronic, tonight is the 1,000 peso pandemic giveaway drawing. A lot of times the mothers are the ones who win. I'll be so happy, you know, because you see them. They're walking around. You'll see them when you get over here, if you ever get over here. If you're over here now, if you're paying attention, they're the ones who man the vending area, selling the bananas. You go in the marketplace, they standing there all day long. They may make 100, 150 pesos. They spend it all on their kids. They spend it all for rice, whatever it is that they need. School supplies. Those are the ones you're going to see, man. You're going to see them. They always on their post. Tonight's a 1,000 peso pandemic giveaway draw, and we'll spin the wheel twice. 2 of our lucky Filipino subscribers will win 1,000 pesos each. We've been doing this ever since this channel started, ever since the pandemic and the lockdowns, to help struggling Filipinos. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay COVID free. I'll see you next time. Don't make the mistake so many of us do. We're trying to impress the Filipina by pampering her, by putting her on a pedestal, by buying her all these extravagant gifts and all this special treatment. Do that for her mother, because the mother deserves it. She doesn't. The mother's worthy. She's not worthy of it yet. Take care.